Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, what's good? Welcome to another Live Wire Sports Media Update. All right, so the WNBA finally had its Blockbuster deal that has been chirping and talking about for the last couple of days. And Ann Constable, she did drop a nugget on that on Saturday. And yesterday, it finally came to fruition with a trade that me personally, I think it's the worst trade ever. Now for the Aces, it's good for them. For the Seattle Storm, it's good for them. For the LA Sparks, it's not so good for them. Because the fact of the matter is, why in God's green earth would you give up the number 2 pick for Kelsey Plum? Regardless if Kelsey Plum is planning on staying with y'all long term. And I'm going to touch on something because of another potential trade that might goes down between today and the end of this week. But you have the number 2 pick. Don't you realize what's in this draft this year? You have a chance to pick Olivia Miles with the number 2 pick to put her as your lead point guard, running the show with Cam Brink, Rickea Jackson, De'Erica Hamby. And you go get Kelsey Plum, who's in her 30s, 9 years in the league. And she's going to be on the downside. She probably going to give you 3 good years, 4 good years, maybe. And guess what's going to happen? Yeah, free agency hits next year with everybody becoming a free agent. But guess what? None of that talent going to be in the next draft. Then you're going to be searching for a point guard. Unless you re-sign Kia Nurse back, that's the only way I see this working. If you re-sign Kia Nurse back to run your point guard. Because I don't see you having a young roster with Rickea Jackson, Cam Brink, and you give up the number 2 pick, and just to drop down to 9th. All right, so let's dig into this a little bit more right quick, because teams don't understand when they mortgage their future. See, this trade signifies this because the Las Vegas Aces want to excuse me. The Las Vegas Aces want to continue to chase a championship. And to be honest, some people think Jewel Loyd deal is great for the Aces. No, it's not. For the last 5 years, Jewel Loyd has not been good. That was evident in the Olympics. That was evident in the second half of the season. She has not been good. Her field goal percentage from 2 has gone down. Her 3-point percentage has gone down. Her production for the last 5 years has went down. She's been in the league 11 years. Seattle could have traded her to the Washington Wizards. I mean, dang, I keep saying the Washington Wizards. Woo! The Washington Mystics. she could have traded them to the Washington Mystics and got a draft pick. I would not have given up my number 2 pick not for a 3-way trade to help the Las Vegas Aces. And I said this on my tweet on Saturday. Jewel Loyd is going from one toxic organization to another toxic organization because Seattle ain't a good place. Now Seattle could be in a position to draft Olivia Miles. And you got to deal with Olivia Miles got to deal with Enrique Umake over there. And she got to deal with hot-headed, mentally deranged Skylar Diggins-Smith. That's not a good situation for Olivia Miles over there. Because I love Olivia Miles. I think she's good. Hell, I don't even want to see Olivia Miles go to the Chicago Sky. I'd rather her go to the Mystics or the Atlanta Dream before I see her go to them two sorry franchises. The Chicago Sky, just as horrible. Bad organization. And now Olivia Miles going to be, she probably is not going to start because she's sure not going to start over Diggins-Smith. Olivia Miles, she's not going to get no playing time. She could have easily got playing time in LA. She could have been a starter right out the gate. Unless Seattle say, hey, trade up one. You know what I'm saying? Trade up one. See if Dallas bites. You're going to have to give Dallas some other picks in this draft to make it worth their while to get the number 1 pick. Because maybe Seattle wants Paige. Maybe Paige wants to go to Seattle. Who knows? Paige would have loved to go to LA, but now that's dead. Maybe LA looking to have something. So let's go to this real quick. All right, so Sean's reported a blockbuster deal. The Seattle Storm are trading 6-time All-Star Jewel Loyd to the Vegas Aces in a multi-team move that sends the 3-time All-Star Kelsey Plum to Sparks. Sources tell me at Ramona Milburn, Alex Filippo, and Kendra Andrews. So with that being said, this deal was working on because I did a report on it a few I think that Saturday or whatever. And I said this, there is no way in God Green Earth I would give my number 2 pick away unless you're getting something in the future. You get that team's number 1 pick back in 2026 because that's the only way I see you giving up that number 2 pick. And what's going to make out for you? Now, Mick Talks Sports, shout out to Mick Talks Hoops. He said that the Sparks could draft Tina Popao. But I found out that Tina Popao might not be on the board, not be in the sights of the Sparks. The Sparks could be looking at what's the girl name? I just seen her a few minutes ago. The Sparks could be looking at Kelsey. Not the thing. I'm about to say Kelsey Plum. The Sparks could be looking at Guyana Neopins. She's out of Utah. And let me read a little bit from her real quick. All right. Because what the Sparks wants to do, they want to shoot a lot of threes and they want to be fast paced. That's what the coach said when she got hired. And Tina Popow do not fit that. Tina Popow is not a really great three-point shooter. She's a great talent, don't get me wrong, but she's what the Sparks looking for, she doesn't fit that. I think Tina Popow will slip some more down the draft. She might, she might get picked up. They had the Fever picking Tina Popow. One time they had the Fever drafting Elisa Morrow. The Fever do not need none of them. The Fever need 3-and-D wings. Now they got, as this the Tankathon draft, mock draft has Sonia Cintron going to the Chicago Sky. The Chicago Sky don't need her either. They need a point guard. They need a point guard. And if Olivia Miles in there, who are they going to pick at point guard wise? Unless they take a chance on, now if Flage comes out, that's going to throw the whole draft board out the window. And I do believe that the Chicago Sky will end up drafting Flage at number 3 and skipping over Sonia Cintron, and they're going to leave somebody like New York, Minnesota, or one of them other teams to snatch Sonia Cintron up. That's going to reshuffle the whole board. Now, also, if Laura Betts comes out, that's going to continue to shuffle the board, because now teams going to be like, damn, she's coming out. And then that's going to push Kiki Erfin all the way down the draft board if Laura Betts comes out. If Laura Betts comes out, and you got the French girl Malonga over there, she's pretty much gonna be a high draft pick too. So there's a whole slew of things that could change in this draft, because as Sonia Cintron was to fall all the way down to number 9 with Laura Betts or Flage coming out, just think of this. The Indiana Fever could have a great choice of getting Sonia Cintron or Asia Savik. I really like Asia Savik, but I would take Sonia Cintron because Sonia Cintron and Caitlin Clark played together back in the day. So that would be a nice look. Now, the young lady that I was talking about, Gianna Nealpins, she's 6 foot. She's very versatile guard. She's one of the premier three-point shooters in the draft class. Last season, the Sparks struggled for beyond the arc, ranking 10th in the league with a 32% conversion rate, 7th in made threes per game, 7.2. Plum's addition with her 2.9 three points last year should elevate them numbers, but Nealpins could provide another weapon off the bench. Currently averaging 3.1 three-pointers per game, shooting 47%. She also provides to be a reliable sharpshooter her entire collegiate career. Prior to the season, she's averaging 2.5 three-pointers per game, shooting 45% over the previous 2 seasons. This season in the Big 12, the Duluth native is posting up a average of 18 points per game, 5-point rebounds, and 3-point assists, including a recent 32-point explosion, shooting 6 for 7 from deep. With her quick release, she could be an ideal bench option for the Sparks, while she's a sleeper on many NBA draft choices. So now, say for instance, if the Fever see her, because the Fever picks before her, what if Sonia Savik doesn't come out this year? She may wait till next year to come out. Guess what? At the end of the day, you could get Sonia Cintron. She's a good three-point shooter, and she got defense. You could get this girl right here that could come off the bench and shoot. I have to study more about her, but just looking at this overall trajectory, this is nonsense, man. To me, I think this is the worst trade ever. Let me go through some of these notes real quick. All right, Shams reported on that one, said the Storm is acquiring the number 2 draft pick, and Lean Yuring. That's a big, tall Chinese girl. I hope, and she's played pretty well. She started picking up her game when Cam Brink went out with injury and stuff like that. So, and then the Sparks are getting the number 9 pick, and Seattle's getting the Aces getting a number 13 pick. Because you got to think about this: the Aces didn't have a number 1 pick. That pick got forfeit. So they was picking 10th, somewhere between 10th and 9th. Yeah. So now they got a 13th pick. So they're looking to add more to them. But like I said, Jewel Loyd is older. Asia Wilson is getting up there. Chelsea Gray is older. She's already hobbling around. She can't run up and down the court. Jackie Young, I mean, you got to think, what's Jackie Young's role? Maybe if Jackie Young was on another team, she could have been utilized a little bit different. So then you look at this one right here. It said that the 2015, 16, and 17 first round overall draft picks are no longer with their current teams. They was drafted. Lloyd, 15, Breonna Stewart, 16, Kelsey Plum. And then you got Brittany Griner, 13, that's a free agent. Then you look at this one right here, said Kelsey Plum joins the LA hoping to be a spark beyond 2025. So they hoping that she stays beyond 2025. As a core player, Plum wanted to be traded and leave Las Vegas. She has signed off on the deal, so she's her destination. And there's more reports right there. But anyway, like I said, I just feel like this trade was not good for the Sparks. Because they got fleeced. To be honest with you, the Sparks got fleeced out of that number 2 deal. I would not help the Aces at all. Me personally, I would not help them. I would not let them get do a 3-way trade to help them out, get picks. I would not do it. And then Seattle, they're gonna be in a position to build for the future, beyond. But like I say, Noah Quinn, she's not a really good coach anyway, because that franchise got all of that tall talent and they still don't know how to use it. To be honest with you, I don't see the Aces doing much next year. People might think they're going to be a contender. I don't see them doing much. You still got Minnesota. You still got New York there. Then you got Indiana. Wherever moves Indiana does, I put in Indiana 3. You might could say everybody else could battle for 4th, to be honest with you. If Connecticut bring all of their players back, I will put them 4th because they're going to have their whole crew back. If they bring all their whole crew back, then I'll put them 4th. Then I think Seattle will drop to 6th. I think the Aces will drop to 5th, where they was last year. And then everybody else is battling it out. I don't see the Aces making a major move to really get over that hump to be a contender. I don't see Seattle doing much either. I think they're gonna be in the bottom. They could be near the bottom, in somewhere between the bottom and like how the Fever was last year. Because I think Washington is gonna be approved. I think LA is gonna approve a lot, but for short term, yeah. Long term for LA, it's not good for them. So my thing about this is that hopefully we'll see. But now, my last little tidbit with the Kelsey Plum situation, that looking to stay beyond 2025, that means if she, whatever deal she signs with the Sparks on February 1st, then they could rework her deal for in 2026. You know what I'm saying? They can rework her deal. And that's where I feel like if the Indiana Fever trade for Satu, they have to get a commitment for Satu Sabali to stay longer past 2025. That means she cannot be traded and want to be a free agent next year. If she gets traded to the team, I'm sure Kelly going to do their due diligence and say, hey, look, we trading for you, but we need you past 2025. That means we need you to sign a long-term deal. Now, and then tell her, say, now we after when the new CBA hit, we can rework your deal for longer. So say for instance, they sign her to a 3-year deal. Then after the 2025 season, going into the 26 season, they can rework her deal and give her a 2-year extension on top of the deal that she already have. That means they lock her in for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? They got her locked in for 5 years. Then Satu can't worry about being court because she's under contract. She can't worry about being traded. She's under contract. She had to play out her contract because she gave that commitment. You know what I'm saying? Say, for instance, the Fever say, well, hey, we assign you to a 2-year deal. And then when 2026, we rework your deal over to extend it and give her a 2-year deal. On top of that, instead of a 5-year deal, you have a 4-year deal. Then you keep her to what, 2028, something like that. Then if you want to core her from that point and bring her back, then that's a whole different thing. But by that time, hopefully the Indiana Fever will be done win 1 or 2 championships in that time frame, and she could just say, hey, I just stay and ride it out. Because in 2027, you got to think about it. They're getting a new facility. So who won't want them? And then you got to think, also, locking Satu in for long term and try to lock Kelsey in for long term is going to be easy for the Fever, because then they don't have to core nobody no more. Then they could go out hunting next year easily. So anyway, let me know what you think about this 3-way trade. Me personally, I think it's a dumb trade. I think it's not, to me, Kelsey Plum production is better than Jewel Loyd's production with the Aces. I think the Aces took a step back with this trade. I think the Seattle Storm fleeced the pick from the Sparks. The Sparks wanted to get Kelsey Plum. Now they got Kelsey Plum. Now they got to figure out the rest of their draft. Now they got to figure out who they're going to pick at number 9. You know what I'm saying? If it's Guyana or Tina or whoever else on that board. So, like I said, Livewire Sports Media. Until the next episode, I holla. Peace.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.